everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. This is our Path of the Damned Herald run. I think this is session 10. We have made it to Nekataka, and if you're in the stream, you got to watch me then do scripting for about an hour. So we've got brand new scripts and everything to test out on people. Bunch of stuff that's probably gonna break and not go 100% perfectly, but that's okay. We'll fiddle faddle around with it and see how it goes. And probably by the mid of the game, mid to early late game, we'll have a really good understanding. We'll be refamiliarized with the scripting, and we'll go from there. All right. In the meantime, we're gonna do some stuff. We've got some aged shark meat. Nice. Cannon shot. Sweet. Bunch of random stuff. Artac. Oh yeah, we were kind of like running low on food and stuff. We were having morale problems. We definitely need to get that fixed before we go out to sea again. Also,
Port Marche is behind us.
Ooh.
I thought this would be a relief.
Okay, so quests. We do have some other stuff. We've got Lantern of Gone, Lighted Path. These are personal companion quests. We've got the Binwith quest, but to do that, we're going to do the go the get Principe colors the legitimate way route. This is DLC, and then we've got basically the main quest. So this is Reach Kahunga Palace. We're gonna try to typically, so this is part of the problem, but typically when I play CRPGs like this, what I'll do is when I find a place, I will explore every single nook and cranny of that place before I do anything else. This can lead to some issues in this particular game, because you can get 50 bajillion quests. Of course. So we're gonna play that by ear. I might still end up doing that anyways, but we'll see. All right, we've got Robero.
Need a fresh jacket or pants? Something more delicate? If you have a frame, I can fit cloth to it without fuss.
The tailor eyeballs your shoulder with doing some mental calculations. Let me see what you have.
Take your time. I'll give you space to browse.
Right, so he's got basic clothing, and he's got a lot of stuff that if you want to outfit yourself to look nice, he's got some really cool shit. Also got a cloak of deflection and Badrin's cover. Steeled in darkness, +2 stealth and +1 resolve. During nighttime, this aura grants all near allies, excluding wearer, a bonus to their stealth and resolve. So you get this +2 stealth and +1 resolve, period. And then during nighttime, you also get an aura that gives it to your allies. That's interesting and could be very useful if we need some stealth. So we'll try to keep that in mind, but I've got very little money right now, so I'm not going to just buy things out of hand. We're going to sell some stuff, though. Hold that thought, actually. Are we going to sell some stuff?
Island folk tend to prefer light. Take your time.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna sell some stuff. Sell that. Oh, we don't actually have much to sell, I forgot. Oh yeah, I forgot we have the Laughing Imp cameo. That's good. We want to remember that. Boy, if you don't stop touching me. Oh, Jory. Yeah. He says, Pop, Pop, I just want to pet pets. I know, but you ask with your claws. If you would stop asking with your claws, Boy O'Bean, then we would not have the problems that we be having. It's fine, Pop Pop. I know you hate me, Pop Pop. Tisk tisk. Alright, let us quick save real quick and talk to...
I wish you'd maintained my
Olaf.
story in front of Vanessa and the others.
He looks at you he looks at you reproachfully, his eyes and mouth tight with disapproval.
I didn't enjoy deceiving them, but it seemed simpler than the alternative.
Seraphine snickers quietly. Shodi flicks her sickle back and forth, agitated, because she does not like skullduggery. Seraphine does. We're gonna go with the honest scenario. Keeping up a lie is never simple. You should know that better than anyone.
Believe me, I take no pleasure in duplicity.
We do not have insightful. What exactly were you doing out here?
After we parted, I set out to destroy the leaden key.
Adair gives a nod and a wink, because he approves of that.
It's controlled us for too long. I wanted to free Kith from it. So for 5 years, I've been tracking down leaden key circles, searching for the places where they operate in secret.
Hits his brow. Seraphine snickers quietly. Worldly. Shodi lifts her chin in interest. Worldly.
Trying to undo them.
Can't augment or alter the audio right now. Feels like the background music is a little loud compared to the voices at the moment. So trying to undo them. We've got a benevolent option, a clever option, and cool, passionate. We'll just go with, and how has that been going?
The task has been more difficult than I anticipated.
Listen.
I don't think I fully understood the weight of the decisions I would have to make, or the burden of living with them.
Continue.
It was much easier when I only had to follow someone else's lead. My father's, Theos's, yours.
Yeah, right? We've got a clever, stoic, passionate, and benevolent. Let's go with some... It's fine for us to be benevolent. Is there some way I can help?
I wish I knew. After we defeated Theos, I thought the hard part of undoing his work would be tracking down the Leaden Key's members and operations.
But...
Perhaps this would be easier with an example. I went to a village in Old Valia, a run-down backwater of a place. Aye, right home like it was.
Aloth's expression shifts as Isilmir briefly emerges.
Centuries ago, the Leaden Key had intervened to end some heretical cult. The details were lost, but what had endured was a practice of ritual bloodletting. A gruesome, pointless tradition.
He grimaces.
You got an eye for charming little towns, I'll say that much.
At every full moon, the villagers would feed the soil with their blood. No one, young or old, sick or hale, was exempt.
You help? I'm not going to go benevolent on that. What did you do?
The village priest administered the practice. Grim old fellow. Reminded me of Theos.
He raises an eyebrow at you.
Wicked old bunbag, 'tis what the lad means.
Isilmir.
He was a tyrant. I was certain that if the villagers were free of his influence, they'd be free from the bloodletting too. So I arranged for him to have an accident.
He gives you a sly look. Seraphim strokes his braided beard beneath a quiet smirk. Chody puffs out a heated breath. And we're gonna have to side with Chody on this one. That seems like one of Theos's dirty tricks. I'd expect you to act with honor.
I did it for the right reasons. Not that this changed much.
But that's the thing, right? You think you did it for the right reasons, but what happened?
The old man died, and the villagers were terrified.
Yep. And what did they do?
They were convinced his death was an ill omen. They blamed it, and every other mishap that befell them, on their lack of faith.
Uh-huh.
So they began bloodletting every week, turning on their neighbors for giving too little.
Yep. His lips twist as if the words themselves have a bitter taste. Sorry.
Instead of a handful dying each year, a few perished every week.
Well, that's just stupid of them, honestly. And now you feel responsible, is that it?
I had to do something, didn't I?
You did have to do something. You were obligated to do something. You should have done something. However, you should have thought about what your actions would have accomplished. Like, how did you think that removing the head was going to suddenly make especially as an accident, was going to make this cultish village respond or act? He turns to you with wide, anguished eyes. He pauses again, untwisting the sash at his lap.
I keep wondering what I might have done differently, or how I could have known better.
You can't and don't, unfortunately. Learning from mistakes like this is a good start.
I suppose so. Thank you. It's a relief to share this burden. You've given me a lot to think about.
Wait, you still haven't told me what the animancers have to do with any of this.
Ah, that.
He massages his temples.
I'm looking for an old leaden key sect. I've found several references, but
Breaks off, shaking his head.
I want to be sure. Please, let me go over my notes again. Then I promise I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, you're keeping shit from me again, Aeloth. And this is part of your problem. We'll talk more later then. Okay, cool.
What can I do? Certainly.
So... Ivor the Bride. I'm trying to remember. There's something to do with someone around here.
Light gone shepherds us all, traveler. Seek out his temple along the sacred stair, that thy path shall be made clear.
Alright, Sam.
Behold, Aethys is risen again. He is glorious in form
Where is
and
my
purpose.
Pastinago of a brother? You there? Have you seen Laro Badato? Madico.
Here we go.
Where is that spoiled brat?
A woman in fine clothes clutches a ledger in both hands. She searches the faces of passerbys, settling on yours with an uncertain frown. Are you all right?
I'm trying to be the responsible one in the family, and it's a heavy burden. Laro is past due for a company meeting. Mother wants me to drag the elusive louse back by his ear.
She tucks the book under her arm.
Must be nice to be a layabout. Uncle Angbert would have tanned my hide.
Faint trace of a smile forms on Adair's lips.
Fuck. I am angry and jealous in equal measure. You'd think this district was a maze, the way he manages to hide.
She glances over your shoulder and sighs, then looks back at you with sudden recognition.
The spirit magnet? Sientere, that I did not recognize you. If you desire to get in the graces of the Valiant Trading Company, we can help each other.
What sort of clout do you have with the trading company?
Mother's bank commands the wealth of the Deadfire campaign.
Yara absently pats the cover of her ledger.
Could I persuade you to watch out for Laro? I'd pay generously for your trouble.
Got a perception. Study her hands. Nara has been digging her nails into her ledger, leaving crescent moon-shaped impressions in the binding. She notices your interest and holds the book protectively close.
I'm concerned because Laro tends to feud with Orso, one of the local Valera rats.
Aha. You aren't exactly tearing the district apart looking for him.
Because, see, I only manage the family business.
Takes up her ledger with both hands, holding it like a shield.
Better to ask why Laro isn't sprinting back to look after his birthright.
Touche, touche. I understand the tone of voice when you say birthright there. Meaning, fuck that motherfucker. He's a dude, and he gets all the glory because he's a dude. I feel you. What do you mean, Valera rat?
The Valeras. A brood of sea vermin playing at nobility.
She hefts her ledger as if to bring it down on a pest.
We squabble and compete, but Laro, the Pastinago, takes it too far.
I take it your mother is someone important.
It's Ali Bardato. The Valiant Trading Company leans on her to finance their mission. If only more of her offspring were as accomplished.
Nara raises her free hand and squeezes the bridge of her nose. If I happen across Laro, I'll let you know.
Would you? I'll be waiting at the estate in case he happens to return.
Nara thumbs over her shoulder.
Laro and his miscreant friends carouse at the tavern, the falls above the Adra Mill, and the southwestern bridge. If you see him, tell Laro to get his good-for-nothing ass back home.
Well, we do have this thing with chasing a rogue god to the ends of Aora, but I guess if it's on the way.
Oh, Adair.
I'd be glad.
There's gonna be so much of the I guess if it's on the ways. So I think they're actually over here, if I'm remembering correctly, they're actually over here in a fight with each other. Let me check the sound real quick, because it's like the voices feel low compared to where I want them to be. Alright, let's check our map real quick. We've got the Valera Estate, Bardato Estate, got the road north, we've got docks, back alley. There's a merchant back here we should go check. Osa's famous fish, hunting and sundries. There's a quest over here with this guy. We've got the Valiant Trading Company.
Gon's sickle comes for us all, yet his light shines brightest for those who embrace him.
Sure, we save over here. All right, we've got. There's a. I think one of these is a thief. I think the kid.
That's close enough.
The girl narrows her eyes and reaches for a dagger tucked into her back pocket. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you're gonna play Outward? Oh man, actually really interested in playing some of the Outward DLC. Have a good night. Good luck with the game. Okay. So, we've got Perception. Her cheeks are sallow and she licks the edges of her dried lips. Even if she had eaten this week, you doubt she'd be in fighting shape. Give her an egg. You look like you could use this.
Agrasima.
She takes the egg in both hands and gently nestles it into a pouch.
That'll staunch my pains for an evening at least.
What's a kid like you doing on the streets of Nekataka?
Nasenale. I've never had a roof over my head longer than an evening.
She cocks an eyebrow at you.
I guess cutting me loose was cheaper on my parents than a passage back to the Republics. Or a few bites of bitter squash.
Bitter squash being, I would assume a contraceptive. Or a poison. Farewell. Weird
Apretta, what do you want?
thing. Goodness. Juanica. I think Juanica is the... Yeah, Juanica is the salesman.
Well met, stranger. If you feel like investing in protection, I'd be willing to trade iron for copper.
The armor presents you with a friendly smile. Let me see what you have.
Lots to see. Take your time.
Nods. Okay, there is actually a lot to see here in the form of various different items. Specifically, though, I think we might actually pick up a Morning Star. A pretty cheap price to pay for Seraphim to have a two-handed weapon. We do have some shields. Probably not going to buy any of them. We've got the Gate Crashers, which is pretty good. This is actually going to be a pretty nice item for a dare. Because the +1 might obviously gives him more damage. But specifically, a dare will be taking a pretty high crit build. So having a chance every time we crit to knock someone down is pretty strong. That being said, it's very expensive, so we're not going to be getting it anytime soon. Horns of the Bleak Mother. Yeah, that's not really an item we care about at the moment. Heaven's Cacophony. This is a good item for boosting intelligence earlier on in the game. Probably not one that you keep around for an extended period of time, but to get past certain checks can be very good. Cone that stuns, and then an AoE electric attack. And the storm is actually like an ongoing AoE that does damage. That's pretty cool, but really I think we just want a weapon for Seraphim. So let's pop that over to him. That, and we want to default, I think, to using the Morning Star for now. Fingers crossed. That's going to be a very weird,
Yes, at once.
weird. It's going to be very weird. It's going to be a very weird build for him. We've got. Ah, right. I think we have to earn her trust.
Welcome back. Looking for anything specific?
Your selection is fine, but I'm looking for even better equipment.
I assure you that everything I sell is well crafted. But I will admit I'm not quite the weaponsmith that Marihi is, nor do I possess Uto's expertise with firearms. Marihi you can find in Pariki's Overlook, the district to the north. Uto has a shop in the Brass Citadel, in the eastern part of Nekataka.
Just got some pretty shit. Farewell.
Happily.
Ooh, we've got some Taru-Taru-Chu. Nice. And a grappling hook. Also pretty. Okay,
It is not as easy as it seemed to turn a profit in Nekataka, but there is opportunity.
Care for a fish or two, stranger? Today's catch, ripped straight from the hands of the salty wench.
the fishmonger lets out an accomplished sigh. Let me see what you
You'll
have.
find no fresher. Have a look.
Okay, we're looking for food for our vessel. So Tahiwa Snapper is really good because of the penetration. It helps your crew basically be able to fight. But also you can use all food in resting, so you can give yourself these buffs. Silverfin's cool. Hagfish is probably one of the easiest ones to use early on, but what we're looking for is cheap morale boost, and I think Cuttlefish is probably going to be the route. So we can do 100 Cuttlefish. for 700 gold. And that's going to be worthwhile for us to make sure that we have some morale boosting opportunities. We want to get our
What can I do?
ship morale up basically as much as we can.
Welcome! Venturing out past the city. You'll want supplies, crab traps or the like for larger game, I warrant.
The merchant sizes you up and nods. Let me see what you have.
Of course. Take your time.
Okay, so we've got the clay grub figurine, which is pretty good. This is like the imp cameo. It summons clay cave grublings, and those are pretty nice. We might actually grab that. The imp and clay grub figurines are useful in giving yourself an effective edge in the early game on certain fights that have a lot of people, so we're probably going to take that. Okay. And we will probably... here's looking at Aloth, and here's looking at Seraphim now. Did I?
At once.
Got a jade, nice. We got a neglected doggy. Levin. Who is Levin? +1 intellect. It's hard. Flint and tinder, repair supplies. Okay, got too many repair supplies. Alright, Zamar has a quest.
Of course.
And we've got a Peridot. Very nice. So Peridot is going to give us the ability to upgrade another unique. I don't think we have one that we want to upgrade right at this moment, though. Not for the amount that it costs. Zamar gives us a quest
Be with you
to...
in just almost had it. Damn your eyes.
The sun-scarred dwarf gingerly picks at a splinter in his thumb, muttering.
Hazard of the work, really.
He gives up with a frustrated grunt, shaking his hand.
Came in on the sloop? I can hammer your ship together if you're apt to pay me for it.
Zamar bares his teeth and grinds them hard enough to sound over the noise of the dock. I'd like to see your goods. Goods first.
Come take a look.
He steps aside to show the contents of his crates. So this is the shipyard in Neketaka, where you can buy new ships. It's going to be a while before we can afford any of those. Where you can buy new hull, you can outfit ships basically. Rice is a good fill-in, but we just bought squid. Our loaf is. Yeah, we don't care about any of this yet. It's gonna be a mid to late game situation, but we do care about his quest.
Back for more, are ya?
Having trouble with a
Haven't had
client?
enough old Zamar yet. Aye. Captain Redora hasn't paid me for her commissioned firepower.
Zamar pulls at the end of his beard and winces.
While I'm up to my nose in debt, the wild mare gobbles up her coin. And now, pirates are holding my feet to the fire over some sham of a deal.
Zamar winces and tugs harder on his beard in self-administered punishment.
If I don't get Redora's payment, I might as well start carving my swallow net.
What kind of deal are these pirates offering?
One where I mend Principe ships and no others.
Zamar pulls his hair back from his face with both hands, but it only returns to its tangled configuration.
And here I'd have thought a shipwright would be eager for an exclusive contract. In particular, one with clients disposed towards getting their ships shot to shit and shot again.
Folk like that come by coin easy, only to lose it all again. I'm not sinking my business on the say-so of a pack of puffed-up bilge rats. bastards are driving away business until I give in.
Why haven't you settled your differences already?
Because I've got a backlog of work through the next turning of the wheel. And I'm old, damn it. These hips won't carry me to the mayor and back without a fight.
In other words, we need to go to the Wild Mare. Well, that's just fine and dandy.
Mayor's a right popular place. There are worse favors I could ask.
If someone bought Redora's commission, would that solve your money problems?
Aye, but only once she fesses up that she doesn't have the coin.
Sifting among his beard, Zamar finds a black hair and plucks it.
Call me a fool for holding out hope. She's an old client and a friend.
If it gets me a discount on your labor, I could hunt down Redora.
You do that? A fair price goes without saying, Cully.
Zamar untangles his hand from his beard to link his thumb and forefinger with a wink.
It all comes down to blasted pans and pyres in the end, doesn't it?
Zamar spits towards the dock pilings and glances back at the work still to be done. Okay, so we've got that as a quest. And the Wild Mare is actually right here. We'll head down that direction. No reason not to.
The Hazanui is at the palace, blaming the Valians for attacking one of their ports.
Well, did they?
Of course not. But the Queen must calm them down before they go to war over it.
I don't know, I would actually assume that the Valians did. Okay. Worn robe and excerpts from the Sermon of Struggle.
Merla. How is every ship hunter taken?
Hey. What's up, Anya? No sooner do you approach the Valian woman than she squints and turns up her nose, regarding you with thinly veiled distaste.
I only deal with serious clients. Now shoo.
She makes a sweeping gesture with both hands. Stand your ground. I am a serious client.
A serious brute. I can see this from here.
Continue.
Madiko, that it is impossible to find skilled work when every competent freelancer wastes their shore leave in the Wild Mare.
I'm not wasting my shore leave in the Wild Mare. Yet. She grimaces towards the east.
When blood travels south of their brains, the value of a good bounty is forgotten.
You give out bounties? I could take some off your hands.
You, a nameless face of the streets?
She thumbs her chin and gives you a thorough looking over.
I do not make a habit of shepherding new talent, but there is a seed of potential.
She sighs to herself and peers over your shoulder before giving up and addressing you directly.
We will cut your teeth on Biakara, a Huana sailor and would-be patriot who plagues company ships.
I'll take the bounty.
Gelarde! Biakara sails a voyager's scale of Tangaloa off of Hasongo's northeastern coast.
Anya studies you once more before shrugging and seeing you off of the wave. Before I go, I have some questions.
Questions? Ask your questions, Aimiko.
Why aren't more sailors accepting work?
But I blame Luminous Adra.
She folds her arms and exhales sharply through her nose.
Our privateers are busy escorting shipments out of the Deadfire. Everyone is rich, no one is hungry. Where are the Casitas willing to sink their enemies for a bag of pyres, huh? Drunk on success.
Oh no. Maybe you should raise your prices. She waves derisively towards the east. What bounties do you have available?
But you have your quarry already. Once that but too much eagerness. Well, the Queen's Birth ship hunters are not exactly pounding at my door for work. Enjoy the lack of competition.
Great. Okay.
Indeed.
Another peridot. We have zero need to do this, but you duck down into the canal and find yourself kneeling before an iron grate. The reek of sewage wafting from the other side is powerful enough to bring tears to your eyes. The iron bars are set firmly into the surrounding brick, barring any passage. I have no need.
A giant? One of the Rathoon?
No, much bigger. Such is the rumor.
Sounds like sailor tales to me.
Be careful. I think there's a little like event where an imp will come attack you.
You won't find any cat leather around in my shop. Some of us hold ourselves to a higher standard.
The merchant gestures for you to speak freely. Freely. Let me see what you have.
Of course. Come take a look.
This guy has some unique boot or something. He's got Shorewalker Sanders, 10 Stride, 10 Resolve. Those are decent. And Boots of Stealth, +2 Stealth. So that's good. We will keep that in mind. We do not need that currently. I'm pretty sure that there's some weird thing where like an imp will attack you if you... It's not here. Maybe it's this one? Yep. Hey! Let's see how those scripts go, shall we? Alright, what do we got? It looks like... Why is she casting Iconic Projection? Right? Like, what in her behavior is like cast Iconic? Neither she nor an ally are below 50% health. So why would she cast that? The first thing she should do here is she should cast Blessing. So his Frenzy. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. His Merciless Gaze. Yep, makes sense. Mine Flames of Devotion. Why? Why would Flames of Devotion be the first thing that you do? I guess it's because he doesn't have anything to do, so he's defaulting to Flames of Devotion. Okay, that makes sense. We'll have to basically set some sort of script to where there's always something to do aside from Flames of Devotion. And then Adair is doing Crippling Strike, which I guess makes sense. Except he should be Discipline Barraging. So we're gonna do at a 25% pace, and we're gonna try to see what goes on here. Strong fits. Attacking. Immediately she goes into Iconic Projection. That doesn't make any sense.
That's not very helpful.
We have Merciless Gaze up, but we are not doing... Discipline Barrage, even though that should be the next thing. He is immediately casting Tenuous Grasp, even though he has enough to cast Phantom Bows. It's like none of the scripting things we said are actually happening. Oh goodness. Well, not that it mattered, because those were incredibly weak enemies.
Of course.
But oof.
Done and done.
That was real not what was supposed to happen. Cool. Cool. Well, like I said, probably gonna take a lot of messing around to get to the point to where our scripts are actually refined and doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, so we did that. Got Peddler's Canal. There's some guys up here.
I don't have a voice for shanties these days. Too much salt in the air.
Not even my Vithrak darling.
A tiny minute of falsetto per complaincanet.
Oh, that anyone has the time for a 10-minute falsetto.
Indeed.
Holy shit. Hey, Coral Snuff. That's pretty good. Hagfish. Also not bad. White Yennefer.
Keep your voices down, my cullies.
We got some kids doing some shit they probably ain't supposed to be doing down here. Hey! Fuck y'all doing down here?
You want something?
Okay, maybe they're not doing. We got some Koiki. And some Tartochu. You wanna pop up the bridge? No. Okay, so there's a home here. We want to go.
The Queen is holding court today with the Valians and Rowathians.
How long before they're killing each other?
Wager on it?
I would not expect very long, truth be told. Valera Estate. We actually want to come up here into Queensworth District Home. Double check this. There's a quest here. Yeah, there we go. But there's also
Indeed.
a dog. Top Nuau. +2 insight and +1 metaphysics. So we try to keep the animals in mind, because if there's a check that we're really interested in, we always swap animals. So
I'll try my best. Hope that helps. Happily.
okay. Remember all the different things. I'm trying to not just go to every single place, but I feel like that's what's gonna actually end up happening. Hold. Oh, oh. Long load. That was a little spoopy.
You're a follower of the light?
The light? Oh, you mean, well, depends on what you mean by follow.
Maybe you heard earlier? I follow Aethys too. Mostly, in a way. I mean, I am a child of the Dawnstars, even if firstly I'm a Gaunite.
That's good, I guess. For you.
Oh, maybe you don't want to talk about it. That's all right. Surely some other time, then. Was it the way I said it? Or maybe I'm in need of a washing.
Jeez. That was awkward. Alright, into the Queensbirth District home. See what's up in her. Just thieve from people's houses. Odie, bodie boy. A trap detected.
What's that bally thing is?
Hey, I wanted to ask you something. It's about Shodi.
What did you want to ask?
She means well. I can see that. And she's spirited, and if I was still young and didn't know the things I know, it'd be different. But anybody got that much faith in any god, let alone Aethys? I don't know how to talk to someone like that. Not these days. I get why she's like that. And I was there once, long time back.
His eyelids flare with relived embarrassment.
But it's 'cause of that I can't see a way to respect it. I'm no good at hiding it from her either. I don't see this getting better.
If I'm remembering correctly, like, this seems like the good answer, right? Like, don't judge a book by its cover, but I think if I'm remembering correctly, he doesn't like that answer. I don't think it matters in the long run, right? But we'll go that way. There's more to her than you're giving her credit for.
It doesn't seem like she's any different than what she shows.
She's a Dawnstar, but she doesn't worship Aethys. She worships Gon.
Same thing, really. That's just her trying to find a way to worship Aethys that makes sense to her. I guess that sounds familiar now that you mention it.
There you go, right? Like, you still believe in Aethys, but you're trying to find a way to, you know, to keep your beliefs. So, okay, that did work out okay. Trap detected.
Just a moment, please.
Trap disarmed. Nice.
Well, if you it's no trouble. Of course.
Got a bow and some peridot. Very nice. Peridot? You sure it's peridot? Go for me, that kiss. Mwah. Ooh, Hobag. Uh-oh. Each of these loads is like coming a little slower. Okay, we'll go to the bottom floor of the Wild Mare. There's a bunch of different things we can get into in the Wild Mare.
Do you enjoy
Right.
coin, my friend? Can you lift a sword?
Aboko. We
Hail
talked to
and welcome to the Wild Mare, friend.
a jovial man at the bar grins and motions you closer. His arms are corded with thick muscle and cross-hatched with scars.
Now, what can I do for you?
Show me what you have for sale.
You see anything you like, you let me know.
Alright, so we've got a crappy room that costs nothing that we can rest at. And then we've got a private dance room that we can rest at that gives us +1 cast with level 1 spells and +1 to all skills. It's actually really good. We can hire some peoples. We've got a novice cook here, a novice deckhand. That would be good. Both of them work. What, you egg? Okay, he doesn't have anything that we're super interested in. But
Now, what
I'm
can I
looking
do
for
you?
more intimate entertainment.
You're in luck, friend. The wild mare employs a number of courtesans skilled in satisfying a wide range of tastes and interests.
He throws you an exaggerated wink and points towards the stairs behind him. Seraphin strokes his braided beard beneath a quiet smirk. Shodi's eyes gleam with dark amusement, and Aloth sighs through his nose.
You'll find them upstairs. They handle their own coin, too, so no need to go through me.
Great.
Be seeing you.
Be seeing you. Alright, we've got a couple of different people that are working around in here. We've got Aboko and Captain Radora. Let's talk to Aboko.
I knew our paths would cross eventually.
Avalian shouts over the din of the wild mare to gain your attention, turning a great many heads to study your exchange. He takes a hearty swig of his tankard. Do I know you?
Not yet, but I know that we will be fast friends.
If I'm remembering correctly, he is a bounty. So you get bounties that are ship bounties, but you also get bounties that are land bounties. Enya, who we talked to earlier, is a ship bounty giver, but Aboko, I think, is a... I could be wrong, if I'm remembering.
Tell me, you are the one who sails that fine ship, Ak? Terrorize the docks with spirits, Ak?
Leaning in close, he sips from the tankard and loudly sucks moisture from his upper lip. Kajak, Captain of the Defiant, at your service.
I am Aboko, and I am positioned to offer... I have opportunities for...
He clumsily unfolds a sheaf of parchment. The tankard slips in his grasp and spills ale down the front of his trousers. He gawks down at himself in horror.
1,000 times I practiced my speech. Merda. Never did it go this poorly.
Give him an ale. Here, you need this more than I do.
Agrasima, do you know what my problem is, amico?
He accepts the tankard and drinks deeply. He lost an ale.
I am supposed to be in the business of giving bounties, but I know no one who hunts them.
He stamps his feet, picking up a spray of spilled ale.
No one will unfurl their sail for my humble payments. But I must start from the bottom and work my way to the top, Ak?
Okay. Be honest, I don't think this is your line of work.
Time will tell, Ak. If you are ever lacking in drinking money, you know where to look.
He sighs down at the mess of his trousers. What bounties do you have available?
You will take the job? You will take the job.
He grips you by the shoulders and smiles, tears springing to the corners of his eyes.
Agrasima, something special for my first hunter, then.
He drains the tankard and tucks it under his arm to retrieve his sheaf of notes.
I will start you on Meriel, the mad animancer. She tortures her victims with unspeakable treatments before casting what's left to Berath's will. My contact saw her leaving Port Mage and heading west of Mage Island.
Before I go, I had some questions.
Agrasima, you have but to ask.
You seem down on your luck.
It is true that I have stumbled in my career path.
Aboko clears his throat.
Now that I have such an accomplished hunter, I can stand in the long shadow of your success.
Long shadow of my success. Oody boydy. Claps you on the shoulder.
It's not all bad. But the momentum of meeting new clients over drinks and in such enchanting company, it drains the stamina, my friend.
Farewell. Alright.
Where in the blazes is that old man?
Alright. Han has a whole thing.
Happily.
Oil, grog, white juniper. Any of that. Forget about Khan's quest. A young woman lingers near the stage with a mug of ale clutched tight in her hands. Though she shows no interest in the dancers, the bags beneath her eyes speak too many long nights spent drinking in the tavern. She looks lazily about the room until her gaze alights on you with interest.
Have you seen an old elf hanging around here lately? Dresses funny, probably drunker than an eel in a barrel of mead.
No, I can't say that I have.
Andra's crushing void. I thought as much.
She sighs heavily and pinches the bridge of her nose.
Listen, the guy I'm looking for owes me a lot of money. 5,000 coppers. You help me find him, and I'll give you 20%.
Ah, try to bait her. Who owes you money?
The drunk old goat I was pestering you about, Oswald. Like the credulous fool I am, I gave him a loan and he ran off before paying me back.
Sure.
I can't thank you enough. No one's been willing to so much as tell me the date until you came along. The man I'm looking for, Oswald, was especially fond of one of the courtesans upstairs, Alice.
Alice, gotcha.
Maybe you can get more out of her than I can. She refuses to speak to me, the snippy little cur.
Have you tried being nice?
She wasn't receptive to my particular charms. Let's see you do better. Maybe you can get more out of her than I can.
I've got a few questions for you first.
What do you want to know?
Who are you?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. But hey, what the hell?
She rakes an impatient hand through her dirty hair.
I'm one of the countless minor nobles that litter the Deerwooden countryside. You know Admeth Hadret, hero of the War of Defiance? He's my great whatever.
So, what's the problem with that?
When people find out, they start doing weird shit. Calling me lady, opening doors for me, buying me drinks. Really, the title is a mockery. It means nothing to me.
What's your history with Oswald? She groans theatrically, like she can't bear to recount the tale.
The man's a family friend. Has been for... must be 4 generations now. The perk of being an elf, eh?
What does Oswald owe you money for? She stares into the depths of her mug and sighs.
It's my fault, really. I should have known better than to believe that damned old drunk knew what he was doing. Man's a wizard. You understand, and a tinkerer.
Understand.
He convinced himself and me he could, with enough luminous adra, create a device that would add years to one's life. Must have been a crock of shit, because one day he up and ran without a word of explanation or apology. I thought I knew him better than that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, look at that Amawa. Nice skin, buddy. I like that pattern. Fucking cool. Alright, we've got Captain Radora. Pretty sure she sends me on a fetch quest.
Watch me, amigo.
She's drunk. A Valian soldier raises her tankard and arches her back to invite a torrent of ale down her expectant mouth. Holding this pose with nothing to show for it, she taps the tankard's base and furrows her brow at its apparent emptiness. Her companion shakes his head and focuses his attention elsewhere.
Madiko, it is no wonder I thirst.
As she wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, her eyes widen and meet yours.
This is not a temple I expected the gods to frequent.
She gapes at you and swallows. You don't seem to be having as much fun as the rest of the clientele.
The fun ran dry with the coin.
She manages a wan smile.
When the dancers see more than an empty purse, I will be a content Radora.
She sighs up at the stage. Okay. Your next grog is on me.
Grassima. Even in the oasis I am parched.
She pockets the coins and glances past you to the bar.
If you grant wishes, there is a vacancy on my ship.
Radora's frown cracks to reveal a shy smile.
Yet another reminder that not every seaworthy vessel be crewed up to the standards of the sorcerer.
Shakes his head. As the captain of the Defiant, I'm already taken.
Sientere, frero.
Rodora inclines her head.
Next time around the wheel, perhaps.
Zamar sent me to collect your debt.
Merla, and he hired muscle.
Rodora takes a shaky step back. I'm not here to fight, Rodora. Calm down.
Sientere, but you are too late to collect.
She holds out her palms and flinches at the blow that does not come.
A gang in the northern alley stole every coin. I cannot hire a crew, much less repay Zamar.
Rodora slowly lowers her trembling hands. Zamar is having some pirate trouble. Could this gang be connected?
If they wanted Zamar to thirst for coin, it is possible. Botzos will regret it when I turn my cannons to their mast.
Rodora raises her empty mug as the vow is struck.
Those the cannons you be waiting for Zamar to cast you? Because I'd be seeing more holes in that plan than in any Principe mast's future or no.
Right? His green eyes pry at her from over crossed arms. Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wizard lights drew me like a moth to the alley north of the Wild Mare.
Her eyes turned downcast.
The blow to the back of the head that followed, Merlight hurt.
She touches a spot near her ear and hisses.
Then a wolf sat on my chest while a group of thugs went through my pockets.
A wolf?
It growled like a thunderstorm and drooled on my uniform.
Rodora pats a stain on her shoulder.
I stumbled back here and traded all I had left for the comforts of the mare.
Cast a healing balm on Rodora's head. She reflexively closes her eyes and sucks in breath as light from your fingers touches her scalp. Rodora reaches behind her ear, this time wearing a grin.
Belfetto. The gods smile on you.
No sooner does she say it than her own smile falters.
Complanca, but now I am sober again.
Sorry. Sounds like my quarrel is with this gang. Farewell.
When you got their leader, tell them Rodora sent you.
She raises her mug and winks. Sweet. Okay, so now we've got to do that. Ook. Don't want to steal this stuff. Probably not. We just want to check that.
Indeed.
We do have lockpicks, but we don't really need to worry about lockpicks too terribly much anymore. I don't think. We've got 10 lockpicks, yeah. Alright, so that is going to be it for this episode. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.